There has been so much news in the cryptocurrency market over the past couple of weeks that I wanted to stop and relax for a second and talk about Bitcoin and the overarching picture of the future of the cryptocurrency market, price action on Bitcoin, a little bit analysis, both technical and fundamental. As many of you know, I am definitely a fundamentalist. Those of you that have been watching my channel for a while know that. But today I want to talk a little bit about fundamentals and technicals to give a bigger picture of what exactly is going on with the price of Bitcoin right now. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give a price prediction of Bitcoin over the next couple of years. So definitely stay tuned for that. The first thing that I want to look at is CoinGecko and look at some of the top 10 cryptocurrencies on the market right now. If you look, Bitcoin is sitting at just under $30,000. It's been ranging there for the past month. However, last week when we got that news about the XRP ruling in the district court, we saw it rise to above $31,000. Since then, it's come back down. People have probably been taking profits off of those trades. Something peculiar that I also wanted to look at is Dogecoin, Tron, and Litecoin on this chart. Now, Litecoin has its halving coming up, so obviously we're going to see some price action there with it, just based on speculation of that event coming. But I'm not really sure what's going on with Tron or Dogecoin right now. I don't want to dive too far into them. I just wanted to point out the fact that they have done really well over the past week. XRP, of course, the ruling that happened last week is up over 7% in the past 7 days. But Bitcoin, as you can see, is down about 1.5% from last week. Something that is really peculiar is the fact that Bitcoin difficulty for the miners continues to hit new all-time highs. Now, that usually tells us that there is something going on and that a bull run is imminent. If you look on this chart, the last time we had an all-time high was at the peak in 2021, and you can see that it hit the all-time high of 25 terahash at the peak of that bull run. And then once the price started winding down, so did the hash rate. But now we're sitting at these all-time highs, and the price has just kind of been stagnant over the past month. So that's something really interesting to look at. Another thing that I like to take a look at is Google Trends. I know I've showed you this before on my channel, but something that I like to dig into is how Bitcoin is performing on Google Trends compared to other things that are very hot right now in the market. XRP obviously has a lot of searches going on Google just because of the ruling that occurred last week. So I wanted to look and dig into what Bitcoin was doing performance-wise on Google Trends compared to XRP, but I also added in US dollars here just to see what was going on with that, because there has been a lot of news lately about US dollar performance in conjunction with BRICS and the foundation that they are laying with that payment system. So this gives us a very clear understanding of the search results that are going out right now on Google. And as you can see on this chart, the last time Bitcoin really exploded in search trends was back in November of 2022. And now it's just kind of been stagnant for the past few months. Right here you can see XRP hit an all-time high for search trends over the past 12 months in just the past week. And we saw a little bit of a pump with Bitcoin as well due to the XRP ruling, but it's kind of fizzled out already, and we're starting to see it trend down again. Okay, digging into some technical analysis. On this chart, I've obviously got the price movement, the 200-day moving average, the MACD, and the volume. And as you can see right now, we are under the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour chart. On the MACD, we're also showing oversold. So what does that tell us? That tells us that we might be in a good accumulation zone. We're definitely seeing a lot of larger investors purchasing right now. We even saw that the US government sold about 8,000 of their Bitcoins that were seized in the Silk Road. Please keep in mind that this is not financial advice, but as an investor myself, I'm picking up some Bitcoin at these numbers right now and continuing to accumulate while I believe the price is down. If we see Bitcoin drop below that $25,000 mark, then I believe that we will have something to worry about. But until then, as long as we're ranging at this $30,000 mark, give or take $1,000, I think we're still in a good accumulation zone. One last thing before I give you my price predictions over the next couple of years is the fact that the Federal Reserve has another announcement coming up on whether or not they're going to raise, keep interest rates the same, or lower interest rates. Because of that fact, we could see price action with Bitcoin as we have previously over the past year. All of these rises in the interest rates in the United States has definitely had an impact on the price of Bitcoin. We've seen it drastically drop as interest rates have risen, and that's because it is more of a risky asset when you look at some of the other assets available to purchase, and investors have been very wary, and rightfully so, because interest rates continue to rise. So, what we could see here with this announcement coming up is the price going up or down. So there is definitely a reason to keep an eye on these things. We also have Bitcoin options expiring very soon. So all of these fundamental indicators could have an impact on the price of Bitcoin. Now, whether or not it's going to have a massive impact, I don't believe so, but it could have an impact nonetheless. All right, so I promised that I would share with you all my price predictions for Bitcoin over the next 24 months. So starting out over the next year, I believe that sometime around this time frame next year, we'll probably be sitting at around the all-time high of the previous bull cycle. So around 69,000 is probably where we'll be around this time, shortly after the Bitcoin halving. And the reason I say that is because we've always seen a run-up after the Bitcoin halving, but it's kind of a slow and steady run-up until we reach that maximum potential at the top of each cycle. So this time next year, I believe that we'll be sitting at the previous all-time high, but a year after that, I believe that we could be seeing, or maybe 6 months after that, we could be seeing the all-time high, and I believe that that will be just over $100,000. I don't believe all of these analytics that show Bitcoin could be at over $1 million because that factors into the fact that we would have this massive recession that never came to fruition. A lot of statistics out there now are showing that we may not even go into a recession. Obviously, inflation is still very high on a lot of aspects out there, especially the cost of living when it comes to groceries, gas, things like that. But a lot of these other statistics are showing that we're moving in the right direction as far as GDP goes and things like that. So we might not see a recession. And if that's the case, then the dollar is not going to hyperinflate in a way that causes Bitcoin to skyrocket over $1 million. That was the only scenario in which it could get to that point, I believe. And so I don't believe that we're going to see those numbers in the next couple of years. Could we see those numbers in the next 10 to 15 to 20 years? Maybe so. But over the next 24 months, I believe that I want to keep things a little bit more conservative and say that we'll hit that $100,000 mark. We'll break through that and we could see a little bit over that. But I don't want to go beyond that because I don't think that the US dollar is going to hyperinflate. This video is meant to share a little bit of insight into what's going on with Bitcoin right now, but also talk about the future because a lot of people are speculating right now on what is going to happen over the next 6, 12 months, 24 months. And so you have to look at all of these different variables that could play into what the price is going to do. And that's why I wanted to make today's video to share with you all. Now, please keep in mind, again, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing in this video should be misconstrued as financial advice. I'm just a guy on YouTube making YouTube videos, but I have been in this market for quite some time. This is not my first rodeo. I've been doing this for over 3 cycles now. So I wanted to impart some of the knowledge that I've picked up over the years to share with you all. So please, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button and do me a solid because it really helps the algorithm. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do that because it really helps my channel grow. But that's going to be it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Crypto Clay, out.